Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 31st episode of Concerned Dabs podcast. I'm your host, Kady Kane. With me is my co host, Will Turk.
Yo, yo.
What's up, Will?
What's up? What's up?
So, we had a guest book, hemp farmer. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to put him on blast. I guess he was going to Vegas today and he was like, I still might be able to do it because when he came on the show last time, he was in travel, but he was like, I got an hour, like I can pull over, and he did and talk to us. Uh, he didn't hit me back this weekend. So these are the breaks. Will and I will suffice.
All right.
Yeah, and then so next weekend a short film that I acted in, written and directed by Ryan Craig, titled "You Love Who You Love," is showing at the LA Skins Film Festival next Sunday at 8 p.m. So I was like, dang man, that's when I do my podcast. I'm like, damn. So I was like, man, I'm gonna talk to my fellas. Like, we can pre-record it. So we're going to pre-record an episode this week, ladies and gentlemen, and air that pre-recorded episode on Sunday night at 8 p.m. And our guest for that episode is Ryan Craig. So
Heck
it
yeah.
should be pretty dope. Everybody on our crew has seen the film. Everybody thought
Yep.
it was pretty cool. So
Most definitely.
shout out to Ryan Craig if he's listening. We're looking forward to interviewing you, dude. Hopefully he can talk about weed a little bit. Like I don't think he really smokes, but maybe he has a stance at least as a person who doesn't smoke that's positive. Like
For sure. For sure.
yeah, because he never hated on me. Like that weekend where like when we were talking, I was like, "Come outside with me. I'm gonna smoke." You know what I mean? Let's keep talking. So
Yep.
he was cool with it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So how's work been going, Will?
It's been good. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Just same old pretty much. Just we got a new vendor in the other day. Bo's Nose for
Well,
raw.
you got him on the shelf.
Yeah, pretty stoked about that.
Good job, Will.
Yeah.
I
So
pay attention to your photos because I'm like, I know that you are the connoisseur. You know what I mean? So
for
when I
sure,
when
for
I look at
sure.
the dabs and shit, I'm like, that looks like some bomb. And then you'll be like, man, it smells like a fucking sweaty sock dipped in
Right?
garlic.
Yeah, that's what I'm about. If it smells
Yeah, and
like
I'm like,
that,
damn.
give me more of it. But yeah, totally. No, I'm stoked on it for sure. He's um it's a small group, small company, so it's not easy for them to branch out quickly like shops would want or
Yeah,
hope. But like I'd mentioned before, or I think I had mentioned before, he only processes organic material, so that kind of definitely lines up with what we carry in terms
yeah,
of we try and carry pretty much all organically grown flour.
hell
um
yeah,
so that was awesome, but yeah, and just like fleshing out our solventless option, because it's kind of becoming it's pretty close nowadays in price to like good BHO. It's like good
really?
live resin.
Like 50 a
And
gram or something?
yeah, man, I
You
mean,
can
like
you can get good hash for 50 a gram, really?
hell yeah. So think about
Damn,
this,
that's
like,
good.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, in some shops, in some respects, it's like the same price for like a good gram of live hash rosin for as like and a good gram of BHO,
Word.
pretty much the same price.
That's tight. Cause yeah, man, I was just talking to my lady about it. We're just like I just explained like I'm not a dab person, but if I were,
Yeah.
I would be like Will Terps, and like yeah, that stuff looks laser yellow or whatever. And yeah, it tastes bomb, but it got
Yep.
made with it got made with shit that'll blow you up if you fucking have a flame next to it.
Oh yeah.
You
Got
know what
some
I
here.
mean? And then I'm like the shit that we'll be smoking the solvent got made with some shit that you used to put fires out with,
Yeah.
it's fucking
Yep.
water. So, it's not.
Exactly.
I'm not a chemist, I'm not a doctor, but I just think water is safer than BHO in most situations.
Oh, most definitely.
I mean, almost all situations probably. Like it's just
Most definitely.
safer to use, act, work with, consume.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That
agree.
shit
I
looks
agree.
that shit looks fire, Will. If
Hell
if you
yeah.
guys if you guys are on Instagram and follow Will Terps, it's underscore 710DENCIES.
Appreciate it, man.
Seven tendencies. He's the
Yeah.
he got deleted. How many? It was like 10,000 he got deleted.
No, no, not quite. Like 7,000 or something. Yeah, I wasn't.
That still
I
su-
wasn't much in anything. No.
that still sucks, man. Haters gonna hate, Will. Haters gonna
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally. It's all good.
build it back up, man. We'll build it back up.
Any interesting news happening in Arizona recently with the cannabis community?
Actually, I was looking some stuff up before we came on here. Um, there's a study from my state, Phoenix, Arizona. Endometriosis patients report subjective benefits from marijuana.
Endometriosis, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's like a uterus type condition for
hmm
females. And when I read this article, I was like, man, that's pretty dope. I'll try to nutshell it here. It was
Yeah.
published in the Journal of Minimally Invasive Oncology. Investigators affiliated with St. Joseph. This is from normal.org. So shout out to normal.org. I got to give them proper credit here since I'm reading from their press release section here. So says investigators affiliated with St. Joseph's Hospital and Medical Center in Phoenix, Arizona, surveyed the attitudes in 364 patients with endometriosis. Authors reported the use of medical marijuana and CBD amongst women with endometriosis is common. Both marijuana and CBD are reported as moderately or very effective for pelvic pain by the majority of women who have tried them, with marijuana reported as more effective than CBD. Separate survey data published in January in the Journal of BMC Complementary and Alternative Medicine reported that the use of cannabis was the most effective self management strategy engaged in by endometriosis patients. Another quote from a 2017 paper says pain management for patients with endometriosis needs to be more effective, target the hormonal and immunologic environment, downregulate proliferation while enhancing apoptosis, and normalize the invasive mechanisms and neuroangiogenesis processes. Damn, I can't believe I didn't fuck those words up when I was reading them, you guys. Says endocannabinoid system modulation appears to be a good therapeutic strategy by potentially combining all these factors. So I'm
Wow.
like, yeah. So I'm like, damn, that's tight. Like, uh, I remember it was Kings of Canada. Like it was like everybody who started at that shop because I don't think they opened until rec. Maybe like the week before there was a soft opening, but they got everybody a training online through THCU. And there's like three of us that didn't really need it, but I I didn't finish it, but I went through most of it just to read it. And that was one of the interesting things I read. It said that women have the most cannabinoid receptors between male and female. Women have more, and most of them are concentrated in their uterus. So it's like that's strange to me, man. Like, and those studies in the nutshell are basically saying, well, there's like three or four different things that can fuck up down there, but weed treats them all. You know what I mean? Which I think is awesome, man. Like,
Totally. Totally.
yeah.
Yeah. There's one of our one of the writers that's been with us for a while at the Oregon Leaf has endometriosis, and she's written a couple pieces about it for the Oregon Leaf, and um, how to like what types of strains are good for it, what types of products and that type of stuff.
Yeah,
So that's yeah. So it's definitely something that's um helps that condition, and it's especially beneficial when you have people that are familiar with it and can advocate for like particular treatments and proper treatments,
yeah,
in terms of cannabis, like within the cannabis spectrum.
yeah, man. Because I'm pretty sure most doctors don't say that that's okay. You know what I mean? Or say, man, go get your medical card and grab some nugs and call me in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
they,
and
they probably
it's
prescribe
like
a medication and a fucking ointment or something. And
yeah,
so
like always, it's always up to women how they want to be treated and how they want to go about their treatment, just like any other human. But cannabis definitely, from what I've heard and experienced with people that I know in my life and other circumstances, like it's definitely super helpful and very effective at mitigating, symptoms and that type of stuff. But
yeah,
yeah, just Nora, just as research progresses, can't wait for products to be innovated, and
yeah. Because I read that Whoopi Goldberg was doing like some tampons, and there was like three or four different kind that she was making, but they were like cannabis infused. So
yeah,
I
there's
think
that.
that's cool.
Yeah, there's also we just an example, like for Natural Wonders, we carry the foreplay spray from Empower, and that's
Yeah, dude, that shit's
the
fire.
yeah, it's great. The primary purpose is like essential oil for women, and but it's also great, for example, if you like spray a couple spritz on a tampon, um
Oh,
during
man.
that time of month, it has been, I've heard that it's pretty effective at quelling the symptoms of that,
Yeah,
and of the yeah, and yeah, I mean, a lot of Empower's products are geared towards women, which is awesome.
yeah. That's
Just
dope, man.
yeah,
We
for
man,
sure.
we gotta get maybe we could get that girl that wrote the articles for your magazine on the show. I don't know, like I could talk about it, but I don't have that part on my body, so I don't know, like
Yeah, no, 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 definitely. Yeah, we definitely
it'd
want
be
to.
cool to hear a female
Yeah,
point of view. Because man, a lot of women, I'm not gonna say all women, but a lot of women really do turn mean when it is that time of the month, you know? And it's like, Jesus Christ. And then I'm like, what did I do? And it's like, oh, that's what's going on, you know? And
yeah,
so
it's case by case basis.
yeah, but
It's
and
not always that.
and it's not just to
And
joke
I
or
don't know
make
if it's
fun.
even
It's not to
that
joke or
in
make fun.
general. Yeah,
It's that they're in that much discomfort to display a different attitude because they're in that much discomfort. So it's like, yo, if there's girls that want to come on the show and say, yo, I did the fucking weed shit on the fucking tampon and it crushed, man. Like
for
I didn't
sure.
feel
Yeah,
sick or I didn't have a headache or anything like
yeah, yeah. And
whatever
like I
kind
said,
of benefits there were,
it's a case by case basis. But yeah, um, in general, it needs to be something that's more discussed within the cannabis industry. In my
Yeah,
opinion,
yeah. We're all adults, man. We're grown.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a link from Mitchell here on the chat. Yeah. Okay, so this is from Toronto. When I moved down here and got my card, they you sign up for an email list if you want, and they send you like studies that you can participate in as medical patient. And like most of them were in Cali, but there was a couple in Arizona, and most of them were geared towards driving. Like they were trying to do impairment tests on medical patients for driving. So this article that Mitchell sent is also from Normal. Says driving simulator THC dosing associated with decreased speed, no residual effects on performance. So I mean that to me, like that's I didn't want to participate in any of that shit because that's how I drive. I'm like, man, I drive safer instead of like 10 over. I'm probably like 3 or 4 under, and I fucking have every of my seatbelts on. I'm using my blinker and all that shit. So
Totally.
the authors of this paper reported smoked cannabis 12.5% THC led to an acute decrease in speed in young adults. They added there was no clear effect of smoked cannabis on lateral control. There was no evidence of residual effects over the 2 days following cannabis administration. They concluded among young, regular, but non dependent cannabis users, smoked cannabis led to a significant reduction in driving speed, but there was little evidence of residual effects. So that's dope. That's dope, man. And like that means people fucking drive safer when they're high. So like the whole point of having even a DUI or a breathalyzer test for weed, it's like why? You know what I mean?
A
Like
DU high.
yeah, dude. Like what the fuck? Like that makes no sense, man. It's like let's penalize these people for being safe. You know, Mitch,
Totally,
Mitch
totally.
says Mitch says younger people need to slow it down anyway. Yeah, man.
I
Goddamn.
agree.
Try and wait till the light turns green and peel off and shit. Goddamn youngins make me feel old. Um, yeah, dude, I actually got pulled over one time, and it was on 84. I was heading back to the res for Christmas. I was living with Jackson at the time,
Mhm.
and we had made some chocolate chip cookies, and I didn't want to smoke. You know what I mean? Because I think we weren't super heavy, but we had weed. You know what I mean? So I was like, I don't want to smoke on the car, but I'm gonna eat this cookie.
Yep.
I was like, I'll be cool. Like, dude, when I got to Troutdale, I was like feeling it, bro. Like, damn. And then it was right around Corbett. I got pulled over,
Uh-oh.
and I was like, shit. Like I was shook, and that cop could tell. Like she just saw it in my face. Like she's like, "Are you high?" And I was just like, "I have my medical card." And she goes, "You're not supposed to consume and drive." Like, I know I didn't plan on driving, but we're heading home for Christmas. I guess it was a last minute decision. And she was like, "Well, you're going 64 in the left lane, so stay on the right lane or speed up." And I was like, "Cool, thanks." And she let me go, dude. Like
Oh, that's what's
it,
up.
it was insane. Like I like that was one of my first experiences getting let go with my medical card and not getting fucked with, Like it was a totally different experience than being in Idaho and getting pulled over, bro. Like,
Totally, yeah.
like totally. Like I was shook, but it's like once I had that card, it's like you're
Yep.
cool. You're cool. Right lane, fucker. Later, like shit.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was awesome. But that's how it was that time. She pulled me over cuz I was driving a little bit too slow in the left lane. So no swerving, no none of that. It was just like a speed thing like, "Hey, man." And there was no cars. It was like Christmas Eve or something. So
Totally.
I was like, "I'm good." I guess she was just bored too. She was probably just sitting there for 10 minutes with no cars or something like, fuck it, I'm getting him. See what this guy's up to.
Right.
All right. So what about did you guys get any Benson Arbor on the shelf yet, Will?
Yes, we did. We
What
got Grease Monkey number 3,
ah
Headbanger
damn.
number 5,
Damn.
and what's the other one that I'm spacing
That's
on?
that headbanger OG. That's
I don't think it's Headbanger OG, but it's Headbanger number 5, Grease Monkey, and South Fork Kush number 56.
damn.
Yeah, and then we also got, which is nice, like the first drop of Bo's Nose we got was a Benson Arbor collab, his Grease Monkey. So we literally have the flour and the rosin on the shelf.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That was what Josh Steensland ran when he said he won Dope Cup that first time he did no till indoor. It was Grease Monkey and solventless.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, way to go, dude.
Oh yeah.
And
It's an awesome strain.
I've been seeing more guys on IG doing that now too. No till
Oh
indoor,
yeah.
and I'm just like, man, way to go, guys.
Right?
It's not really worth the nutrients and time spent fucking mixing and pHing. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like,
nope.
it's just not.
Not at all.
It's like, man, crack the seeds, sex them, throw them in there, see what it does.
Right.
Repeat, repeat. That's
Exactly.
that's dope that Benson Arbor guy is cracking seeds like that too, man.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
they always are.
I
That's
respect
for
guys who
sure.
do that. You know, I was gonna come up with some cool new shit. And then I've been seeing like lots of people posting grape flavored rosins. You know what I mean? Like grape terps, not artificially flavored, but like grape flavored strains. Have you seen any of those?
Yeah. I've seen a few.
Like, what about
Um
flower? Because that's like a flavor too that I never really saw very much in Oregon. It seemed like everybody
not
was
so
kind
much
of tempting
flour.
it out.
I mean, I've seen a few in concentrate form, but I don't know. It's I'd say it's wouldn't say it's attributed to anything. I'd say it's pretty random. Random if any certain flavor appears more than another flavor on the rec market. But at the same time, people are always innovating. Um, crack popping new strains and such. So it's hard to say what anyone's that what anyone's particular goal would be. But yeah, in general, I haven't seen too much of that.
Word. That's I want to bring that back, Will. Grape grape flavored shit.
Grape flavored, yeah.
Yeah, grape flavored weed.
I mean, we had a and what is the strain I'm thinking? There's we had a or we have a live butter from Echo that's called Flavor Crystals, and it's a cross from Tiger Trees, and I won't get into them because I think I've already explained or already maybe mentioned my disdain with that company before, so I
Yeah,
won't get into that.
I think you did. Yeah.
Um, but that is a cross of grape pie and legend orange apricot, and there
Oh
is just
fuck.
no grape pie at all. Like it's all like I've never even I don't have much experience with legend orange apricot, but it's very like, piney and citrusy kind of in a way, and just nothing super unique. So I was a little disappointed with that one. Maybe this the strain, but it was an interesting one for sure.
Damn.
Live butter question from Mitchell is an extract. It's the consistency. So like live resin, as in like material that's harvested and then frozen immediately and then extracted, and then they make it into a so-called butter consistency. So it's kind of melted butter, if you will. Like that is like a stick of melted butter is kind of how the consistency is. Pretty easy to work, pretty easy to grab what you want. But it usually means like a different sort of process. Nothing crazy different, but a little more time in the oven. Or butter usually means like they'll take the end product and whip it a bit under like a certain amount of heat.
Hell yeah.
Yes, not actual butter for sure. Just easier like consistency of like melted butter, so it's easy to kind of pick off the size dab you want and store it and such. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That I can't remember who that was on the shelf at Natural Wonders, but it looked like fucking crack rocks almost.
Yeah,
Like wet crack almost. You
yeah,
know
we
what I
have
mean? I
quite
was
a
like,
few
damn.
offerings of like Terps on the Rocks from Echo too, which is like would be like the THCA crystals saturated in the terpenes from the same strain. And those are bomb, in moderation for me, and other people like them more consistently than me. But in my opinion, it's nothing that Echo does, but that process, um the THCA crystal itself is I feel like to be able to create that crystal you need to have solvent suspended in it, and
Ah,
there's been a few studies that have proven that and suggested that, but basically what makes that um consistency of like the diamond possible is over time the terpene content, a strong terpene content, and just a bit of solvent being suspended in the crystal, um, and it's delicious. There's a bunch of really good offerings we have from Echo in that form, but in my opinion, and for me, when I smoke that, I noticeably get a little more like harsh, expansive feeling in my lung over other strains that I don't particularly enjoy
and
for
do you
me. But
think that's from the terpene saturation in the sauce? Because
it
I
could be. I
remember,
don't know. I'm no scientist. I can't necessarily pinpoint like what this is or what that is, but I can strongly say that like
well,
I've
because you were saying one time too though that because Echo has some really terpy extracts. They always get that analysis and put it on their label, and usually other people don't, which I
yep.
respect them. Shout out. You watch you on the show, Regan. Holla at you, boy. But you were saying that the ones that had like more than 4% total terpenes for the gram, you said that those ones were a lot harsher. You said that yeah, they taste good, but seems like I cough
Yes,
like
in
a
general,
bitch.
but I didn't. I don't know if I said on that because I will like my threshold is like not my threshold. Like I'll smoke most of Echo's offerings. Sometimes they have some real terpy offerings, like some grams that are in like the 15% or
Percent.
higher terpenes.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
terpene, and those I will steer clear of. But like my preferred range is like 4 to 10% if I had to pick. But I'm also not like I'm not picky to that percentage. I'm more I'll more see what strains I'm getting, or what company, like whether it be rosin or live resin. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't discriminate, too. I smoke Echo and bunch of solventless too, dirty arm, um, interchangeably. So
Yeah. Do you talk to that guy? You should hit him up. Ask him to come on the show, man.
for
Jamie.
sure,
I met him a couple times, but it was just in passing. Like, hey, what's up, dude? Fan of your work, whatever.
definitely. Heck yeah,
Yeah. Um. Yeah. My bad, Will. Like, I like asking you the dad questions because
it's all good.
I'm not that educated, man. I don't smoke.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. What about so? Are there any companies that are you mentioned one I think that was making edibles with rosin instead of distillate, and you talked about LBs, they use weed butter and instead of distillate, which I think is dope. Or does everybody in the rec market for the cuz man, I gave a lift to a lady from an office building that's near my apartments, and I was like, "Oh man," I was like, I live right down the street." And I was like,
Mhm.
what do you do for work?" And she's like, "Oh, I work for a cannabis company." I was like, "No shit, we do a cannabis podcast." And it was an edibles company. It was like Copper Creek something or Copper State something. I can't remember, but
Nice.
she said they made them with distillate, and so it's like I know there's some popular companies in Oregon do that, but this company down here is doing it too. And I asked her, I was like, "Do they do that just for consistency?" She said, "Yeah, it's easy to make it the same every time
Yeah.
when you use distillate and dose it." So, but I don't know, man, because there's like the way distillate looks is a lot different by strain sometimes. It's not always fucking super clear. You know what I mean? Sometimes
Absolutely, yeah.
it's red or it's like amber, and it doesn't seem like the colors difference would give the same effect on
Yeah.
each. You know what I
It's very one note, one tone to me, you know. It's like, okay, yes, it's going to get you stoned, but there's no real vari- variety, if you will, to the stone, to the high, if you will, cuz like full spectrum in it is more what I'm referring to, especially with like the hash rosin jellies from Nelson and Company. Those are way more full spectrum. I feel like those type of edibles bond better to your fat cells. They last longer. They give you a better high. Same goes for LB's edibles made with canna butter and flour. Those definitely last longer. They bond to your fat cells, and the how they're organized in terms of like which edibles offer like a more active, uplifting effect and relaxing, tiring is pretty revolutionary and something that's not very well discussed in the cannabis industry.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. How the orange ones, the orange flavored ones, are kind of daytimey, and the
Yeah, yeah, and
the chocolate ones are more indica nighttimey.
yeah, and I'm not an expert on it, but roughly what it is that with edibles you can't really get a sativa versus indica effect,
Yeah.
because when you ingest cannabis, it when it passes through your liver, it converts from delta 11 THC to delta 9 THC, and it's not able to detect like what strain it was, or what, like whether it was indica, sativa, or hybrid. It just knows that cannabis is incoming. um and so the way that Laura and LB has made her edibles effects specific is she uses like other certain ingredients that make them that way. So, for example, like the lighter colored edibles that she makes, like the lemon cake balls, the snickerdoodles, the lemon doodle, those don't have, yeah, or those have protein in them, so like egg. And other ingredients, so that they are, they basically like kickstart the metabolism, give you a little more energy. So they're good for the daytime. The
Ah,
darker
egg
edibles, yeah, the darker edibles like the triple chocolate cake balls.
don't have egg.
Well, yeah, I mean, egg is yeah, the triple chocolate cake balls don't have egg. The darker
Okay.
edibles, so they're better for like digesting at nighttime. So they won't like kickstart your metabolism per se. And then there's other ingredients that come into play too. Like, for example, I think the cinnamon in the lighter edibles also adds like an more uplifting effect. And Yeah, it's there's a lot still to be learned, especially in the edible realm. And
Damn. Well,
uh,
that's sick, dude.
sativa versus indica edibles is definitely kind of an anomaly nowadays, in my opinion, or um, just doesn't have much hold anymore.
Yeah. Like I knew some old ladies at work that would they'd get like the 5 milligram gummies or the Jolly Ranchers, and they could maintain, and eat a few of those throughout the day and not get baked, but not be in pain or pissed off. So it's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
you know. But 5 milligrams to me is like, fuck, huh? Like, are you sure there was weed? Are you sure there was weed in there?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Um, are there any other? Do you guys still have the patch on the shelf, man? From Synergy?
Yeah, synergy. Yeah, we have the THC 1-to-1 and CBD patch, all still available.
Are the dosages different now that with the rec market, or are they
They
pretty much
honestly
the same?
might be, honestly, because we haven't gotten an order from them recently. So we've had I feel like the older patches, but they have, like, for example, the THC one has 43 milligrams of THC. The one to one has about 29 milligrams of THC and 31 CBD roughly. I'm kind of spacing on that one. And
That's
then
cool, guys. Yeah, that's
the
cool.
CBD one has, I think, 47 milligrams of CBD and like 3 milligrams of THC. So they're pretty awesome ratios for sure.
Yeah, dude. I Those patches are fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, like legit. Like I've never been to a concert on one, but it sounds like a good
for sure. Yeah, I haven't. I've done a few of them. I haven't done them, but they've. It's always been an enjoyable time, and they always remind me how much of a, it's hard to explain, but just different high they are, compared to like edibles, smoking. It's definitely a different effect for me at least.
Yeah. And to me, that was super innovative when I saw that shit because everybody has like salves or lotions, or lip balm or whatever, but nah, it's a patch. What do you mean patch? Like goddamn fentanyl patch, dude, but not fentanyl weed, you know? Like holy shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like that's pretty wild. We should holler at them. I wonder if we can get them on the show. Cause
Heck yeah, I'm sure we could.
that had to take some work, I'm sure, for those guys too to make it consistently the same. Oh yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
no, yeah. I'm cool with peacing out in 10 or so too. Will.
Cool, cool.
We don't have to go too much longer. I got another link from Mitchell here. It
Oh,
says this is
you didn't
also
see
from
that?
Normal. Also from Normal. Shout out to Normal. Uh, California lawmakers advance measure permitting medical cannabis use on school grounds. Holy shit! So, what is that like for like high school, like people like employees, or is that like for college?
I don't know. That
Damn,
looks.
it doesn't
Let me
specify.
read it. Is that, yeah?
That's crazy. Well, because I mean, so say your grandma or your auntie or something had cancer or something,
Oh, okay. So you can
and
use it while on
yeah,
school ground. Okay,
yeah.
that's crazy. That's cool.
So
That's
so it's like your auntie could come watch your basketball game and still go outside and smoke at halftime without getting bothered or looked at funny because it's like, yo, the law changed, man. Like, because
yeah.
because people go outside to smoke cigs all the time, dude, and it's people have their little jewel pen and
Yeah, well, also with what Mitchell just said too is like it's also awesome. Like, say a parent has, like a child has epilepsy, or like seizures, or like ADHD issues with calming down. Then they're legally allowed to, administer like an ingestible or a smokeless form. So whether it be an edible, a capsule, or tincture, to help quell like the symptoms during the school day, which is awesome.
yeah,
I could be wrong, but I think
no,
I think that's what
that's
it's saying. Yeah,
yeah, that's Mitch says the measure permits a parent or guardian to administer medical cannabis to their child patient on school grounds in a non-smoking and non-vaping form. That's tight.
there's a lot of states that are definitely not on board like that, where it's almost like, not almost like it's illegal to, like, even not even on school grounds, like, try and treat your child with cannabis, anything cannabis related, which
Yeah,
is so
dude.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, God forbid, but if one of my kids had some sort of condition or got some sort, I would want to treat him with cannabis if
Yeah,
possible
and
instead
more
of
importantly, it's
pharmaceutical
like
drugs.
with that, it's like you'd want the option. It's like we know cannabis helps, many cases, but it's like more just can we have the option to, like, treat our children or our loved ones the way we want to, regardless of what that looks like.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, absolutely, yeah, it's a constant battle. And
I
I
agree,
really I
man.
really feel like, if it is ever legalized, or when it is, that it could be really used, super effectively interchangeably with the medical world.
Yeah, I saw a post online that was talking they're gonna bring it to a vote in Congress. I don't know what the law says or whatever, but
Heck yeah.
I don't know. That'd be tight to see it happen before the end of the year or something. Because
Absolutely.
I just like to see the borders open up and see like a real free market start taking place. And I don't know, dude. I want competition. You know,
Totally.
Josh Steensland talked about that, like having a no-till versus salt, or you know what I mean, like method versus
Oh yeah.
method, like hydro versus soil, whatever.
Yep.
I think that would be dope, but state, like our state
Yeah.
against your state, and I don't know. I guess Cali, like they've been doing it the longest. They probably had the favor of laws for medical the longest, maybe. But
Yeah.
I feel like Oregon would crush. I think Oregon would do really well.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, John, I got a one last question for you before we sign
Okay.
off. It's kind of an obscure one, but
Okay.
just
Yeah. No problem.
um, have you eaten anything recently that you thought or had a notion that like this food would be like paired well or taste well with like anything you'd smoked recently?
Man, I think that I guess I don't know, like those tacos today. I wish I had like some tangy or something,
Hmm.
something sativa flavored. But
Yeah, and yeah, it's an obscure question, but I just want to like get into like there's a few people that have pioneered this, but like I want to get delve more into the like um like food pairings and cannabis pairing side, like certain terpenes and
yeah,
dishes.
I agree.
So
That's a dope
just
idea.
curious.
Like serve dinner with some after dinner pre rolls or some before and after dinner pre rolls.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's I don't know if you know about it, California. There's a thing called the Cosmic Supper Club, and it's basically like really, really high end food prepared by a few chefs for like a private dinner club, and paired with solventless hash rosin, like
Damn,
different flavors. So they'll do like say they'll do like starter of like mint cucumber radicchio salad with feta and GMO hash rosin from this company or something, and everyone gets like a little like 0.25 sample, and they have like a next to them or right in front of them they can take dabs off of, and yeah, it's like
that sounds fire, bro.
right, it's like a sensory experience.
Hell yeah, that sounds hella tight.
Right.
Yeah, man. Fuck, dude, I would pay. I wonder how much the membership fee is
Oh
for
dude,
that.
they
So
definitely
you
get
know,
like people definitely pay per session, and they do it pretty regularly. It's very high end and well curated. I mean, they have like I've seen pictures. They have like every like dish is presented well with the hash and all that, and then they also have lines they separated for like vegan, vegetarian people with certain dietary restrictions. So
damn,
they definitely do it up.
damn. Yeah, that sounds fire, dude. I would definitely take part in that. I saw an article that some tribe in Las Vegas opened like the first it's like a social, so you can go in and actually smoke
Heck
while
yeah,
before, during, and after you buy.
that's
You
what's
know,
up.
you could sample the wares before you, and I'm like, fuck, that's I miss
Yeah,
that shit about the medical days, bro. It's like
yeah,
you can grab the fucking half ounce, borrow a bong, and sit there and smoke for an hour after you fucking got off of work, and then go home. That shit was awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And I'm sure I've said this before, but just a reminder for everyone. At Natural Wonders this month for all Indigenous peoples, we're doing a nice discount. I can say it on here, 20% discount. I'll even, I'll even up it. But yeah, so
Yeah, yeah.
come
Ask
on
for Will.
through.
20%
Yeah,
off.
ask
20%
for
off
Will,
on
and
Ask for Will.
I am gonna racially profile you in the sense that if you look white,
You better
I'm
have
gonna
tribal
ask
card.
for your tribal card.
Yeah. Tribal
But
ID. God
you
damn it.
know, other than that,
Yeah. Fucking A,
but yeah,
Will.
no, I'm just playing. But yeah,
Yeah. That's what's up.
yeah, come through. I'll hook it up. You know,
Yeah. No doubt. Shout out to Jackson too, ladies and gentlemen.
definitely,
We're gonna have him back on the show in a couple weeks in December. I can't wait to put his logo on our flyer and share that shit, dude. That new logo is pretty sick. So
absolutely,
yeah, man. And that's very, very awesome of him to offer that discount for Indigenous Peoples Month.
absolutely.
As an Indigenous people cannabis business owner, I think he's the shit, man. Like I really look up to that guy. Like he's an inspiration too. I'm proud of him, and can't wait to have him back on the show. But excellent plug too, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in Portland, Oregon, in the month of November, stop by Natural Wonders and get your
Absolutely.
20% off. If you're Indigenous, bring your tribal card. And um, that was a pretty good episode, Will. I think we should probably wrap. I sent
Yeah.
you the link to the movie. So we're gonna interview the guy that wrote and directed that
Hell yeah.
on
Yeah, I
Wednesday.
watched
So
that already, bro. I enjoyed that.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
dope.
So and
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
go to the premiere. I get to watch it on a movie screen next Sunday, man. So
I was gonna
we're
say
gonna
she that girl didn't actually die, did she? I'm just kidding.
no, no.
I just kidding. Just acting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's good. Hopefully,
Okay, good.
I think she's gonna be at the premiere too, man. It should be a good time. It was
Tight.
shout out to
Heck
Kylie
yeah.
Fox. Yeah, maybe we could get her on the podcast sometime to talk about it.
Heck yeah.
I'm
Okay, I
I'm a,
gotta ask you a question, and it's an awkward question,
oh
so
yeah,
you
all
might
good,
wanna.
all good.
Obviously it was acting and stuff, but
Yeah.
did you get a boner?
Oh man, dude,
I'm
nah,
just
nah,
kidding.
nah. I
I'm just kidding.
kept it pro
I'm
fetch,
just kidding.
kept it pro fetch, bro.
I'm
Nah,
just
like
kidding.
it was
I'm,
it was a good
I'm being
time.
immature.
It was a good time going through the process of just making that and practicing my lines and
Heck yeah.
I feel like it looked pretty good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I
No,
didn't
dude.
and
I really enjoy
and in that scene,
professionally
honest,
shot.
well, dude, yeah, and in that scene, honestly, Will,
And
I
you
didn't have to
dude.
act that much. Like
Oh,
she's pretty hot,
totally.
she's smoking hot, so
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You
it
know,
was
and
easy.
yeah, y'all killed. Like it was, you did a good job acting.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that, man. It was cool. It was definitely a cool short film, and yeah, I want to see. I want to see more of that. Like, just like those
yeah,
are,
yeah,
especially for me. Like, I have fucking ADD, so sometimes getting through like watching a full length film, I don't get around to it. But like the short films,
dude,
always.
yeah. I feel like he might be onto something. There was a collection of shorts by the guy that made that District 9 movie. And it's on Amazon Prime. I can't remember his studio name. Fuck, I wish I could remember it right now. But it's like Sigourney Weaver's in one of the shorts, and they're all like 10 minutes long, and there's
Hmm.
like 4 or 5 of them, and it's good, dude. Like it's super good. And so, I mean, I hope that somebody sees this and wants to buy it from Ryan Craig, and he can get paid off of it. But
Absolutely.
if not, I hope he shoots a couple more, and then I feel like he could get paid off the collection and sell that to someone. Like
Definitely.
but yeah, and it was still a compelling story and still about love and for boys and for girls and girls. I don't think girls would see that like that.
Totally. And
You
let me
know,
ask you this, John. Is Ryan Craig is he a native himself, or is he a guy interested in like native
oh
filmmaking and
no,
production?
he's Yakima, bro. He's in Rogue
Nice.
Yakima.
Nice. Nice.
He's the leader of the Res Hogs, bro. You should check them out on Spotify. Res Hogs.
That's awesome.
REZHOGS. They got catalog, bro.
That's
I'm,
super cool.
I think they Spotified a lot of it. They got like 4 or 5 on there, I think. But reshogs.com, reshogfilms.com. He's an independent artist, and I knew him through music originally, and he's really inspiring me to do more film stuff, man. So
That's
shout out to
awesome.
shout out to Ryan Craig. We're gonna have him on the show next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Um,
that's awesome.
damn, I wonder. Nah, I don't know if we should. Nah, we'll just post it pre-recorded on Sunday. I don't want to
Yeah.
go live on. I don't want to go live on Wednesday. It's too much
Yeah.
pressure. You know what I mean? New day of
Yeah.
the week and everything.
Yeah. No, man. Yeah, that I really enjoyed that short film, and one of
Yeah,
my, well, I probably mentioned before, but one of my literally favorite classes that I took in college was a Native American film class. Just
yeah,
like a lot of short films, and that just it's awesome what you can pack into, like, 10 to 20 minutes. Just yeah, and
hell
a lot
yeah,
of um really talented actors and actresses that go under the radar because the fucking they're not white, essentially.
yeah, yeah, dude. That's why we can make our own and still make it look
Yeah,
good.
exactly, and
So
it's
yeah,
just as like more talented than a lot of films I've watched recently, so I'm just excited to see how it grows.
yeah. Me too, dude. Me too. Thanks for fucking giving a shit too, Will. Like
Yeah,
it's
man,
it's, uh,
absolutely.
it's cool that you knew who Elaine Miles because like I feel like most Indian people are like, oh yeah, but
Yeah,
Will
I
was
mean,
like,
I
but
will
Will
say.
as soon as we said that, Will was like, no way from smoke signals.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I will say, like, I
Will
think he
knows
gave
what's
me a
up.
hint for, because, like, I don't know if I would have recognized by her name from that, but I know, like, I've seen the film a few times, so I know, like, the scene when you told me, like, the like the woman driving the truck towards the end and a few other spots. I was like, oh yeah, I can
Yeah,
immediately picture what she looks like. But yeah,
yeah,
um,
man. Yeah.
it's
So
awesome.
if you have a chance before Wednesday, we'll try and listen to some Res Hogs online.
Heck yeah,
They're like
will
they're
do.
kind of like Wu Tang Clan, but
Cool.
from the West. There's like multiple
Heck
members and
yeah.
yeah. So and Ryan's like the RZA, so he's a mastermind and an excellent writer and a pretty dope director too. Like I was glad to be a part of that. So try if you got a chance, listen to that. But you already saw the movie, so we got to ask him some questions and try to talk to him for an hour at least. So
Yeah, yeah. Sounds good.
yeah, and with that, I guess I'll do my outro dance. Shit, we always made it to an hour
I
anyway,
know,
man.
right?
Good job,
We
Will. Way to
right?
go, Will. Way to go. I'm glad you showed up, sir. Glad you showed up.
Heck yeah.
All right, so this was the 31st episode of Concerned Dabs podcast. I was your host, Kady M. Kane. With me was my co host, Will Terps.
We out.
Yeah, yeah. I got to give a shout out to my guys in production, Mitchell Wilson and Jesse Curry. This has been a Main Node and Joseph Street Enterprise production.